is, and that's who America is named after. So I can't name myself after a slave trader who enslaved my ancestors, a peckerwood cracker, huh? So many times, brothers and sisters, they would take your ancestors, old men, women, and children, and if they got sick during the voyage, they would throw them overboard to be eaten by sharks and alligators. This is some of the part of the satanic history of the white race, brothers and sisters, that many of us don't even want to acknowledge. You were sold. You were sold just like a beast of burden, a commodity, a piece of soul. Huh? They say that George Washington, Malcolm X one time said, brothers and sisters, that George Washington himself once sold a black woman for a keg of molasses. That's what this beast has done to your ancestors, brothers and sisters. I got to bring you back to reality. Bring you back home. Here's a poster of a picture that came from a book on slavery showing how they are selling, they will sometimes sell a black man or woman. This is a picture of one of our African queens being sold by the pound. They got her on a large scale, selling her by the pound. Huh? Here's a picture of a house, and on the front of it, if you can focus in on this, brother, for those that will be looking at this on video, say we want to get this, historically recorded. Here's a picture of a house somewhere in the South where it says on the front of the building, auction and Negro sale. This is what white folks have done to us. Huh? This is history. This is not something I'm making up. This is a branding iron that they would take, and they would take a pregnant black, it didn't make a difference whether she was pregnant or not, brothers and sisters. They would take a poor black princess, an African queen, and brand her on her breast sometimes, brothers. You know how tender a woman's breast is? Finished a publication a couple of months ago that deals with this religious conspiracy for world domination. And today, once again at 3345 West Chicago Avenue, we're going to bust wide open this religious conspiracy for world domination. Today is Easter, is it not?
Yes, that's okay.
Today is Easter. And today, more than any other day, probably with the exception of Christmas, this religious conspiracy for world domination is in deep effect. Look at what these crackers have done to our minds over a period of 400 years, brothers and sisters. I'm not trying to offend any of my good Christian brothers and sisters, because we know that there are some good Christians among our people.
Right.
And understand this, good brothers and sisters, this is nothing that I say here today is a condemnation of the great messenger and prophet mentioned in both Bible and Holy Quran, known by the name Jesus Christ. I have nothing negative to say about him. We must understand, brothers and sisters, that you cannot be a Muslim. You cannot be a true Muslim. You cannot be a sincere Muslim if you don't have love for Jesus and his mother. In fact, to repeat what Ahmed Deedat says, Brother Ahmed Deedat, how many have heard of Ahmed Deedat? Raise your hand. Great Muslim South African Islamic scholar, an expert on not only the Bible but the Holy Quran. But Sheikh Ahmed Deedat says in one of his lectures that I looked at recently, Easter, a Muslim viewpoint, he says that in the Bible, Mary is only mentioned 18 times. But in the Holy Quran, brothers and sisters, Mary, the mother of Christ, is mentioned 32 times. In the Bible, you have no books or no chapter named after Mary. But in the Holy Quran, we have a whole chapter, Surah 19, named after the mother of Jesus. So don't believe that crap that they tell you that Muslims are anti-Christ, anti-Jesus. We're against Christians. No, we're against the Eurocentric, white racist version of Christianity that has been imposed on black people for well over 400 years, probably even longer than that. That's what we're against. We know that Nat Turner was a Christian. Is that right?
Yes,
right. Is that not right? And look at what the Bible, according to its true interpretation, motivated our brother Nat Turner